Okay, removal of the stock stereo. I'm going to start with the AC controls. You just pry up from the bottom, and then you can pump 200. Then there are 4 bolts under here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll take a picture to show you. Okay, after you remove the 4 bolts, you can pop this cover off, and the radio should come right out. You can use a pry bar too. Mine is disconnected. I'm going to take off this harness. Take off these ones first. Just take off all the plugs. We can disconnect this one from the source, and that is the removal. Okay, so this is the unit. This is the radio, front, back. We're going to go over the harnesses. So this is the main harness. This is your 2 power connectors, or your power and speaker connectors. Amp turn on. This is an AC connector, so it connects to the bottom of the unit. You have your aux left and right, 2 auxes, another aux left and right. You have your antenna adapter. You have your these 2 are for your steering wheel controls. This is for the older Tacomas, and this one is for the newer Tacomas. And this is your OBD2 connector, so that will plug into this right here. You'll plug this into the OBD port on your car. You'll run this up to behind the camera, behind the radio. So this is the AC connector. So this plugs into a unit. This one will plug into the older style ACs, the silver AC controls. This one is for the newer style AC controls, so the black controls. And this is for your hazard and airbag warning light, or passenger airbag. This one is for the backup camera. So this plug should plug into the car. This one plug into the unit, and this one will plug into this harness right here. So it would go into the CCDV. So you connect these, that will go to the car, or so go to unit and to the car. And this harness has the CCDV, front cam, aux left, aux right, and then it also has a side camera for input. This is your RCA outputs. So you have right rear, rear right, rear left, front right, and subwoofer out. This is the GPS antenna, so it'll plug into the back of the unit. And you can either run this, put it on your dash, or run it in your dash and put it under your dash. My truck has a factory shark fin antenna, so this is an adapter, so I purchased this one separately. It does not come with the unit, but if you have a newer Tacoma and you want a shark fin, you want to use your shark fin, a little bit less wiring. And then you have your USB, so 2 USB ports, and this will plug into the unit. So you can run this one to your glove box, or it also comes with another adapter. So this will plug into your factory, if your factory has the aux USB, and then it will plug into the USB harness here. So that will be one of them, and then the other one I just usually like to run it to my glove box. Okay, so before you install it, I like to figure out which harnesses I'm going to use. So I'm pretty much going to use all the harnesses except for the GPS antenna. I'm not going to use this, but I will put in the rest of the harnesses. So this one we'll keep separate. I'll run this in the car, the OBD2, and then the USB will run in the car. But I like to plug in everything, so I'm just going to plug this all in, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so after everything is plugged in, it looks kind of like a big mess, so we need to keep these separate, because that's for the AC. what I like to do is I'll plug in my CCDV into here so I don't forget that. And I like to kind of arrange all of these once you know which plugs you're going to use. And I will kind of tie this harness together. It's still kind of a mess, but it'll be as organized as possible. So I'll probably tie these and tape them together so they're kind of in a little bundle like this. And that way, at least I can go into the car and I can do that. So it'll make it a little easier to install. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, you're gonna need these. You should have 2 yellow, which will go at the top. And then you'll have 4 of these white ones will come off your AC controls, or partial will come off of like these ones right there. So you should have 2 here, you should have 4 on the AC, but you don't need all of them. And then you should have 3 yellow here, but you only need 2 on the new one. These will go, you'll just clip these on here. But I recommend test fitting the radio first, making sure all the connections are good. You can kind of set it in there and then play with it, make sure everything works, and then kind of pop it out a little bit and put these clips on. Once you put these clips on and you snap it in place, it's not the easiest thing to take back off, so which is good, but just test it all before you put it in. So we'll go get it in there and test it now. All right, so I have the unit here. We're gonna use this foam that came with it to protect it and give me something to set it on. So there's a lot of wires here, so we're just gonna start connecting things. So I have my antenna with my antenna adapter. This one was one that I purchased. And then we'll go straight to the OBD. This was run in the car, so we'll plug that in. And then this was a USB that was also run in the car prior to the main harness. This up here. So I'm going to start with I have a subwoofer. So if you do have one, you can plug those in. So I got my subwoofer, or my audio out. Front, this is front left, front right, and then this is my subwoofer. And I also have a backup camera, a forward camera, so I'm gonna plug that in. And this is the power for the forward camera. So I have a little bit of extra things here that you won't have on yours, but we're gonna plug those in too. And then I have an amp turn on, which you can use these. Amp turn on. And I have another little accessory that will be plugged in, which is right here. So you probably won't have these, but all right, now we can move to the regular main harness. It's right here. So we have our rear speakers. So trying to keep things neat, which is not very easy, but rear speakers. Then we have this is our front speakers and power. This is our steering wheel controls. This is our backup camera. This is our antenna. Don't forget your antenna. Get your regular antenna, which is this guy right here. Nope, not that one. Oh, it'll pop up. Let's do our hazard connector first. Hazards. And here's our antenna. Plug in the antenna. Okay, so I think that is everything. Just want to double check, and then we still have the 2 AC controls, so it's hard to see, but down here I'm plugging the black AC control, and then the other AC one on my truck, which is this guy. It's really short, so I'm gonna have to lift the unit up, kind of guide these wires in, and then I will plug it in while I'm holding it up. So I'm gonna do that right now. I kind of get this up here. I'll plug in this other one. And this. We're gonna kind of guide all these wires up here. Flip the unit back. Make sure everything stays up. I keep the AC controls at the bottom, and then it should just kind of slide in place. Okay, make sure all the wires are out of the way. You'll want to test the unit before you lock it down on the clips. So once you test it, make sure you didn't miss any wires, then you can lock it down and install is done. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the menu real quick. I have radio and I have the console up. So you can have radio full screen if you want, or you can have it half screen with the console. Same with the console. You can have all the car settings. These don't work with the Tacoma. They're just, you know, it's not supported by our OBD. So apps, you got aux, picture, file manager, car monitor. You can see side view camera. I have it hooked up to my front view, so you can see my front view and my rear view. So I'll go back. Picture, file manager. You can, oh sorry, we did car monitor. You can do light settings, so you can change the color of your lights. You can do green, teal, blue, or purple. And then you know, standard Google Mail, Gmail, navigation, maps. So settings, go through these real quick. Navigation, I set my default music player to Z-Link. It's pretty much all I use. This is for this icon right here. You can customize this to any app on this list if you want. GPS monitor, using my stock shark fin. Just the date time, English. This is your bass, you got crossover and gain. EQ, balance. You have your gains, and you can turn each one on or off. And then sound field, you can do time alignment. Presets too, you do presets. And then filters, crossover for your main speakers. And then what else we got? Equalizer, dimmer for day, night settings, user settings. Track line actually works with your steering wheel, so if you turn track line on, it'll actually turn with your steering wheel. You know, let me show you real quick. Oh, you know what? The car got to be on. I'll show you that in a little while. Sound attenuation, parking sound if you want. Sound while you're in reverse, of course, leave that on. Touchstone, I'll just kind of show you all these, and you could make changes to them if you wanted to. Wheel settings, system info, we'll skip reset. Install set 8861, and these are the different. So I did change this previous next setting. This for the steering wheel controls. It was at negative, so my forward would go back and my back would go forward. So that's fixed that. And different gains for different inputs. So for the Tacoma, I have it manual single zone. These themes there, I didn't change them. They just stayed the way they are. And that's it. Radio region, North America. Touch key, I didn't mess with any of these either. But I believe this is to pair a key on the screen. Boot logo. You can, if you get an image the right size and put it in File Manager, you can load it up as your boot logo. So I think that's all of those. So Netflix, go through the apps real quick. Netflix. I'm not on the internet, so it won't be that. Navigation, phone link doesn't do anything. Explorer, Google, Bluetooth, keypad, recents, phone book, settings, Bluetooth is standard stuff. Aux, I don't use the aux. File manager, again. So this is Z-Link, I have mine. I think we did radio, we did apps, I did settings, oh, music. I have my music in settings set to Z-Link. So then you have video, so you can watch some videos. And I think with any of them, you can switch top to bottom. So if I do radio, I can switch top to bottom. I can also go full screen if I want, or if I do half screen, it'll be off. So I'm not sure if you can. Yeah, I think you can do that with any of them. You can keep everything half screen or move it top to bottom. So settings are like the full screen. Same with music. Oh well, except for Z-Link. So even your navigation, if you want to do, I think you have to use a setting to do it in navigation, but Explorer too. So anyway, home screen, navigation, app list, some pretty wallpapers if you want. Okay, I'm gonna start the car. Video might get a little shaky, but I'll show you some of the AC controls and the backup camera. So backup camera. So let me show you the lines real quick. Setting. I go user settings, track line on. Now it'll have this line that actually I'm moving my steering wheel. That's kind of cool. But it messes with my other line, so I'll leave it off. If you go radio, you can see the console works. So RPM works too, and then also the AC controls. So I do this one too. Low, change the temp down. You can do beat, turn on for circulate, turn on recirculate, beat, and then these work too. Face, and this one changes. So your passenger can change stuff too. So yeah, volume. So that's about it.